hope you're all doing well today. Well, it was a lovely Sunday, but now the sun's gone down and I'm getting ready to go to work, so I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday wherever you are. So today, I just wanted to make a quick little video about something kind of serious. I don't like doing serious videos because I feel like it kind of brings the tone down. I wanted my channel to be fun, but this is something really important and it's a part of the fandom that I find really important, so I wanted to make this. I don't know if anyone's ever going to watch it, but this is just in case someone stumbles across my video and decides to pay attention. So today I'm going to be talking about the Fantastic Beasts fandom and going a little bit into the sub parts of the fandom, if that makes sense. Because I've noticed in my time online that there is some quite intense stuff going on in the Fantastic Beasts fandom that probably needs to be addressed. Just a warning that this video contains some very serious discussion, so if that makes you uncomfortable, feel free to click away. I've been a part of Tumblr since I was 13. I joined because I was really into Glee and I wanted to meet other Gleeks. And then I stayed because there were lots of Harry Potter fans and I was making friends on there that I really liked. So, you know, I was kind of very low-key on Tumblr. Like, occasionally I would get a message from someone like, OMG, you wrote the Hummel Andersons! OMG, I love your story so much! Which, just for anyone who doesn't know, the Hummel Andersons was a Kurt and Blaine fanfic I wrote when I was 14. Which, I mean, if you wanna read it, go ahead, but, yeah, just it wasn't that great, but so yeah, I wouldn't get too much attention on Tumblr, but then when I started writing Newt and Tina fanfiction, I got a lot of attention on Tumblr, and it wasn't always positive. I know a lot of people have said this about the Harry Potter fandom, that the ship wars are insane, like especially over who Hermione should have ended up with. Like, okay, this is intense for one. Wow. You know, I'm not here to talk about Hermione and who Hermione should have ended up with. Ron. I didn't have that much trouble in the Harry Potter fandom. Maybe because I was quite unpopular. Like, I had like maybe 5 people I spoke to on a regular basis on Tumblr. So maybe that's why I didn't get the full brunt of the ship wars, but I've noticed in the Fantastic Beasts fandom, it is insane. It really, really is ridiculous how much war there is between everyone in the Fantastic Beasts fandom. The first sort of area of the fandom, because, you know, there are different areas of the Fantastic Beasts Harry Potter fandom. You've got like the different subcategories of the fan. The areas I've been affected by it the most are the Newtina area and then the Catherine Waterston stan area. Let's face it, Newt and Tina's relationship seems to divide a lot of opinions in this fandom. I made a podcast that I posted on here about why Tina is a really great character and why does she get so much hate, and you know, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I've seen pages set up that are just solely because we hate Tina Goldstein and we're going to share that, and it's like, you could do so many better things with your life. Like, why not make a page dedicated to how much you love a character, whoever that is? I don't set up a page about Snape because, like, saying this is why Snape's a dickhead. Like, I wouldn't do that because I know that is fucking stupid. I have so many better things to do with my life. Instead, I set up a page about how much I love Credence Barebone. I did set up a page about how much I love Theseus, but for some reason Tumblr marked that as explicit, which I'm sorry that Callum Turner's hotness is too much for you to handle, Tumblr, but I just don't understand why people create pages based on hatred. Like, if it was like anti-Nazi, then I would completely understand, because Nazis are fucking cunts. So that is one thing. Anti-paedophile pages, I get that because you need to protect people. But anti-Tina pages, like, what the fuck? Why the fuck would you do that? Like, why? Why? It's just so fucking stupid. Like, I'm literally at a loss for words. I don't know why you would make a whole page just to discuss how much you hate someone. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, we didn't even have this bullshit in the Glee fandom. And I'm telling you from experience, the Glee fandom was a toxic piece of shit. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, there's that thing. And then there's like people who send anonymous hate. I've been on the receiving end of anonymous hate for over 2 years now, like since the first film came out, because these are literal messages I've had. Why would you like Tina? She's so boring. Catherine's a shit actress. I don't get why you like her. Newt and Tina suck, and so do you. And I'm sorry, I don't go into the Gravebone shippers territory and start sending them hateful messages. Which, just a disclaimer, I don't have anything against Gravebone shippers. You guys do you. I don't really mind. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but if you do like it, then you do you. Like, that's what I don't understand about this. Like, there are stuff I don't like in the films. There are characters I don't like. There are characters I think are bad characters that I hate. You know, there are ships that I don't like, but I don't go around bashing their shippers. Like, even the incest shippers, I don't go around going, ew, incest, in their inbox. I just ignore them. Like, I just don't interact with them. Because it's pointless. Why would I interact with them? It's a waste of time. I have so many better things to do than interact with people like that. I have so many better things to do than to create arguments. It's not just me. I'm not trying to paint it as it just being me, like, as a victim. Because, you know, I have people in the New Tina fandom that I'm friends with who have received hate for a number of reasons. They've had some really disgusting ones. And, you know, bearing in mind I was told, I think it was 2017, when my grandmother was still alive, someone messaged me like, when your grandmother's dead, will you kill yourself? Which was disgusting enough, but I've seen messages that have made me even more disgusted than that, directed at other people. Like, that is how bad it is. Like, I didn't think anything could top that, but there was a message someone else got that made me want to projectile vomit. And I'm not going to repeat it because it's not my anonymous message, and, you know, I'm not going to repeat it. That's their business. And, you know, it's not just Newt and Tina shippers who have got hate. I've seen a lot of hatred directed at people who don't ship Newt Tina, and I'm not trying to paint Newt Tina shippers as being saints, because I can say from first hand, we're not saints, really. We have done horrible things both to each other and in general. You know, we're not perfect, but, you know, I've seen racist remarks directed at anti-shippers, which I don't agree with. Like, you know, I disagree with the anti-shippers as much as the next person, but when you start sending racist comments to people, that's when you kind of know you need to take a step back away from the fandom and you need to go outside, away from your computer for a bit. Which, you know, I know is ironic coming from me because I'm always on my phone, but I don't go around sending anonymous hatred to people because I'm not a fucking cunt. I should have mentioned in this video that they're swearing because I get very passionate, but the thing I don't like is the people who have beef with JK Rowling. I've seen a lot of people like say about this is all about JK Rowling, stuff like retire bitch, and like she's a fucking idiot, I won't read the Harry Potter books anymore, and you know, stuff like that. And it's like, the actual audacity, like, she created this thing that you're a fan of. You can't tell her how to write it. It's her work. Like, if there's stuff she hasn't said and you want to make headcanons about, then fair enough, but don't go around treating it like it's canon. The whole thing with Nagini, everyone got so pissed off about Nagini, and it's like, I mean, it's not the first thing I would have thought of, but, like, you know, I'm going with it. It's her world. I'm just gonna go with it. You know, it's fucking fantasy. As Ezra Miller said,
oh, I read Hogwarts A History, and so I know more about the universe and its history than JK Rowling, the person who wrote the books and the Pottermore thing that you read. And then you get hyped because you think you've figured out a way that she's wrong. She can't be wrong, by the way. It's fiction, and there are time turners. You have no idea what's good right now. You're picking at nits here, but...
This fandom, I swear to God. Okay, JK Rowling is not perfect. I'm not trying to say that. But the way people treat her, I feel, is so ridiculous. Like, if you think you can write something better, go and fucking write it. Go and write something yourself and see if you can do as well as JK Rowling has done. Like, you see if you can get billions of people to read your work and to appreciate it. Go on, I'm waiting. Like, you know, it's just... Ugh! If you think you can do better, fucking do it. Don't sit around complaining JK Rowling hasn't pandered to your needs. Like, go and write something yourself then. Oh my god. Sorry, this fandom just gets on my fucking nerves. Now I'm angry. Like, I am so pissed off. Like I said, she's not perfect. She makes mistakes. Some of the stuff in Fantastic Beasts may not fit in with canon, but you know what? If she wants to retcon the canon, I'm just gonna let her. It's not my work. I'm just a fan. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean I have to like it. Like, there is stuff in the Fantastic Beasts series I don't like. I don't go around sending her nasty messages on Twitter like, how fucking dare you do this, and how dare you do this, and you need to retire, bitch. Like, you know, no one's making you sit through these movies. No one's making you reread the Harry Potter series or rewatch the films. Just fuck off then. No one cares. Like, you know, that sounds really horrible, but it's true. You know, you just do whatever you want. Why bother sending hatred to her? It's so fucking pointless. Like, logic, guys. Use your logic. Now, I know I mentioned the Catherine Waterston part of the fandom. I just want to briefly talk about that because I have had some problems with some of the Catherine Waterston fans. Yeah, like, guys, I know we all love Catherine. We do. We all love her. She's amazing. She's inspiring. I love her. But guys, can we just maybe stop posting shit about who her baby daddy is? Like, I really... What? And, like, I've had messages from other Catherine Waterston fans who have been pissed off at me because... Like, I had someone block me on Twitter because she said, oh, I want to meet Catherine. I went, me too, I want to meet Catherine. And she blocked me, and it was like, why does me wanting to meet someone I idolise offend you so much, dude? Like, why does that offend you? I don't know what the logic behind these people is, but yeah, it's... And, you know, I'm not trying to have a go about all Catherine's fans, because the majority of them I've interacted with are the most lovely people. But I do feel like there is a bit of a clique, like, especially on Twitter, there is a bit of a clique almost of certain fans who I won't name, who are all best friend and buddy and pally, and they all have, like, group chats and inside jokes that they don't let anyone else in on. And then if someone else tries to get in on it, then they get really pissed off. And it's like... What makes you guys feel that you're better fans of Catherine than the rest of us? Like, I'm not part of this clique, but, like, I still go and watch all her movies whenever I can. You know, if one, like, when Alien Covenant was on in the cinema, I watched the shit out of that. I stayed up until 6 AM watching State Like Sleep online after I found a link to it. You know, I watched Logan Lucky, even though she was in that for, like, 4 minutes. Like, you know, does this not, like, why does that not make me a fan all of a sudden? Like, what makes these people... I just don't understand why people feel the need to have little secular groups. Not just for Catherine Waterston fans, but for any kind of fandom. Like, in the Harry Potter fandom, there are, like, secular groups of certain types of shippers. Like, who are all best friend pally, and then the minute that someone tries to... you know, go, oh yeah, I like this person too. And then they're just like, yeah, but you weren't there like 6 years ago when so-and-so had this song and she was unknown. Like, that's not what being a fan is. Like, I didn't join the Harry Potter fandom until 2009, and that's because I didn't read it until I was 11. And I regret not reading it until I was 11. I wish I'd read it sooner. But I can't change that. Does that make me less of a fan? Because I read it later than a lot of people. Like, I was only 3 years old when the first film came out. I wasn't even born when the first book came out. How was I supposed to be a fan from the very beginning when I wasn't even fucking born? I just don't like how this fandom has little secular groups, and how everyone in those secular groups is like, I'm the best fan because I've got the most followers. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, I on Twitter, I am deeply unpopular for some reason. Like, I just don't know how to work Twitter. And then every time I make a tweet, like, I lose about 5 followers for no reason. I don't know why that is. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But, like, you know, it's just a number. I'm not there. I'm not in the fandom for followers or anything like that. I'm in the fandom because I love the series, you know? I'm in the fandom because I actually like the source material. I'm not in the fandom because I want to be popular. So I feel like it's really unfair to say whoever has the most followers is obviously the bigger fan, because it's not true at all. It just means you have more followers. It just means people have seen your account more. You know, it just really, really pisses me off, all of this. Like, this fandom really needs to take a step back and just, like, kind of learn how to be nice to each other. I know this is ironic because I spend most of my waking hours either on my laptop or on my phone or on my iPod or my tablet or whatever. You know, I've spent most of my time online when I'm awake, and even when I'm like at work or I'm at uni or something, I still find the time to sneak off and go on my phone and check my notifications. Like, so I know it is ironic coming from me, but if it's at the point where you're being horrible to people, you are sending hate to people, you're telling people to go kill themselves, you're telling people that they are cunt-faced, greasy, like, you know, you really, really need to take a step back. You really need to put down your laptop, put down your phone or whatever, and you need to go outside and just, you know, take some time. Like, it's not a bad thing to go outside and take some time. Like, I've had to do it, where, like, if, like, you know, when I was getting loads and loads of anonymous hate last summer, I decided, right, you know what, fuck it. I put my phone away in my drawer, I sat there, did some Lego. Like, and it was good for me because I was focusing on something that wasn't online. And so, you know, I'm not saying you have to sit there and put Lego together. I was just doing that because I'm a nerd and I liked building Lego. But just do something that doesn't involve the internet. And just take some time away and you'll feel all the better for it. If you feel like you're getting too invested or you're getting horrible about it, just, you know, just take some time away. You'll be all the better for it. I hope I haven't rambled too much. Now, before I go, I just want to turn this into something a bit more positive and say that I posted my video of the Warner Brothers tour on my channel. If you want to check out the Warner Brothers video, then it's just, I think it was the one I uploaded just before this. You can check it out. I got really, really lucky because my sister is friends with someone who works there. And so she gave us like a really private tour and she told us stuff that I didn't even know, even though I've been on the tour twice before. I might make a little bit of a video about the stuff she told us that I hadn't heard before. And don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and be sure to follow me on my Tumblr, which is insalamandereyes.tumblr.com. You can follow me on my Instagram, which is Megan's Niffler, same as my YouTube name, and you can follow me on my Twitter, which is Porpentina's Wand. Bye guys, I hope you have a nice week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Just have something. This is for Itpicky and all the people who use social media the way that Itpicky does. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you now? Who cooks for you now?